So today we're doing a deep dive into a piece of hardware that, well, its whole goal is to make you forget it even exists. We're talking about the AdderLink Infinity ALIF2122T. On paper, it's a dual-head IP KVM transmitter. But the mission here is something much more interesting, complete decoupling.
Right. It's all about taking that loud, hot, really expensive computer tower and just banishing it from your desk.
Without the user ever noticing.
Exactly. And the user shouldn't feel that distance at all.
And that feeling part is the real challenge, isn't it? Because normally when you move a computer, you get that, that spongy mouse lag or weird video artifacts.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're just working on spreadsheets, maybe you let it slide. But the people this is built for, they're broadcast editors, medical imaging techs, even air traffic controllers.
So for them, pixel perfect isn't just marketing speak.
No, it's a non-negotiable requirement.
Which is where this spatially lossless encoding comes into play. The spec sheet says it's got 1.1 pixel mapping.
And that's critical. See, most video streaming, it compresses the image to save bandwidth. It's basically guessing what some of the pixels should be. This unit makes sure the data leaving the computer is mathematically identical to what shows up on your screen. No guessing involved.
So if I'm a radiologist looking at an X-ray, I'm not mistaking a compression artifact for, say, a hairline fracture.
Precisely. Now, your standard KVMs, they run over copper Cat-X cables, which tethers you to about 100 meters.
Right, about 300 feet. So that gets the computer out of the room, but maybe not out of the building.
Yeah. But looking at the box itself, I see it has SFP cages next to the Ethernet ports.
Yeah.
And that is the absolute game changer. You swap out the copper for fiber optic modules, and you can push that distance from 300 feet to 20 kilometers.
2.5 miles.
12.5 miles. You could be editing in a studio in Manhattan while the machine doing all the heavy lifting is in a secure bunker in New Jersey. And it's all just traffic on a standard 1 GbE network.
Okay, so speaking of data traffic, I spotted a feature in the docs called Magic Eye. It sounds a bit mystical for a metal box like this.
Huh, yeah, it does. But it solves a very specific and very annoying problem with Mac Pro graphics cards.
Oh, this is interesting.
Yeah, so some of these high-end cards use something called dithering to make colors look deeper. They flicker pixels between two colors really fast to create the illusion of a third one.
Kind of like pointillism in painting.
Exactly like that. To your eye, it's a smooth gradient, but to a video encoder, it looks like the entire screen is in constant frantic motion.
And that just floods the network bandwidth.
It completely chokes it. An encoder thinks everything is moving, so it tries to send a whole new frame 60 times a second.
Yeah.
Magic Eye basically detects that specific dithering pattern and tells the encoder to, calm down. It keeps the link stable.
That is a very clever niche solution.
Okay, so moving from performance to protection, in these kinds of environments, command centers, server room security has to be paramount, and for good reason. The unit has something called USB class control. It's not just an open USB hub. An admin can go in and block specific device types.
So you can allow a keyboard and mouse human interface devices, but if someone tries to plug in a thumb drive to, say, copy sensitive file,
The port is dead to that device. It lets you secure the endpoint without having to, and I've seen this, physically glue the USB ports shut.
I can absolutely believe that. Now, just to be clear on the hardware, it supports two 1920 by 1200 monitors, or one big 2560 by 1600 screen. But there's a catch with the T in the model name, ALI2122T.
Right, the T stands for transmitter. This is only half of the equation.
You still need to buy the receiver unit.
You absolutely have to have the receiver, the RX unit at your desk to decode the signal and plug your monitors into.
And considering this transmitter alone is listing for around, what, $1,800? That's a pretty steep investment for a full setup.
It is a substantial cost. But you're paying for things like the mean time between failure, which is calculated at over 461,000 hours.
Wait, that's more than 50 years, isn't it?
It's decades. Plus, you have redundant network ports. If one cable gets unplugged or a switch fails, it just instantly fails over to the backup link. In an air traffic control tower, downtime costs a lot more than this box does.
That's a fair point. It's not an accessory, it's infrastructure.
It totally redefines what that infrastructure can be. It's about putting the machine where it's safest and the human where they're most comfortable.
Which kind of brings us to our final thought. If we can seamlessly separate a user from their computer by 12 miles, with absolutely zero loss in experience, effectively erasing the concept of local hardware, does the physical location of the office even matter anymore? Or is your office just wherever you decide to plug in the receiver?